Funbox. It's the Funbox Podcast. Funbox Podcast. Funbox Podcast. Funbox Podcast. Funbox Podcast. Funbox Podcast. It's the Funbox Podcast and stuff.
It does.
What's going on? Welcome to the Funbox Unlimited. Guess who I'm with today?
Hi.
Jamie Combs, everybody.
What's up?
That's it, because I could do the cutaway, and they don't even know you're here yet.
I know. Yes.
And be like,
I'm not really.
you don't even. It could not even be Jamie yet.
I'm not Jamie yet. Trust me. Hold on. I'm almost there.
He's almost there. There's Jamie. Maybe I do the cut right there. Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Hey, it's rock and roll. What's
there
up?
he is. Whoa.
I'm here.
Nice hair, dude. Nice hair.
Yeah. What's going on? Rob, how you doing, my man?
Good, dude. Thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
This is basically
This
going
was
to
completely
be
unplanned.
basically unplanned. Unfortunately, if you guys are watching and expect him to play during this episode, he cannot play because I don't have a left-handed guitar. He plays left-handed.
I know. Trust me. It's my whole life.
Like all the greats do. They're always left-handed.
I don't know about that. I just know it's been a bane.
Because like you gotta find. Oh, you can't play that one. Oh, play this. I got a guitar for you, brother. Yeah. No, can't play that one.
Like I said, this was unplanned, and I came over here, and even on the way over here, I was like, I didn't bring a guitar, and he's probably going to want me to play, and I did not even think about it, and then you immediately said, "Oh, I got a guitar," and I said, "What am I going to do with it?"
Yeah,
you just looked at me and went,
wouldn't get in my head.
Oh yeah. You're just going to look at it. I'm going, yeah.
I've done it. I keep doing it, and I done it when you played at the country club. I'm like, hey, maybe I can play one song. Would you mind if I play one song?
I was like, yeah, come on up and play. Go ahead.
and I'm like, oh yeah.
If I remember correctly, I think I handed it to you.
You always remember it because you're the one with the handicap. You live in a world of right-handed people.
Dude, I can do it. I can play upside down and backwards. That's how I learned how to play when I was a kid originally. And when I actually got a guitar that was strung left-handed, I really had to completely relearn how to play. But honestly, if I try to do it now, it's silly. I can make out some chords, or chords, as I'm supposed to say, I guess, up here.
Chords.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a running joke. It's a gag.
Cincinnati lingo.
Yeah. No, it's a Muppet movie reference. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Right hand. Well, I tell you what, I got a handicap in a stall at my bathroom at work, in the stall, because when I'm taking a shit, there's a contraption, like a toilet paper contraption, right up against my my shoulder. So when I lean towards my right to use my right hand to wipe my ass, because that's the only hand that's going to get it clean the best is my right hand, because,
Yeah, see, again, being left-handed.
I don't think I've even tried wiping with my left.
I can't tell you how many times being in a bathroom, left-handed.
Maybe I have.
The toilet paper is always over here because your right-handed people go like this. No, us left-handed people have to reach over and do this, and then come over here, and then hey, there's the sink. There's no room for that.
Right.
And then you gotta do. Being left-handed, it's the worst thing in the world. I'm telling you.
It's worse than.
Am I looking in the right place?
It's worse than being a paraplegic.
Okay, wait a minute, Al. Hold on. I did not say that at all.
Oh, I thought it was the worst thing in the world.
Oh, you want to talk about the worst thing in the world? Let me tell you. I would have no clue because I'm very, very lucky.
Oh, man.
Seriously, I get to travel around and play music, and I drive a lot, and I don't get a lot of sleep, and I need more time to practice and learn things. My pussy hurts.
Dude,
no, I seriously can't complain at all. Everybody does. Everything's relative. Everybody has things that stress people out, and You know, there's times where I've been very desperate.
Yeah, let's not pick one.
Exactly. You know, I'm very, very lucky. So no, I wouldn't know at all. No, it's of course the worst case thing is, you know, a joke, obviously.
Yeah.
But making me be serious.
Jamie Combs is in the Pink Floyd tribute band.
Yes.
Wish You Were Here. Mm-hmm. And I've heard about you guys for a really long time.
Next year will be 25 years that
Wow.
the band's been together. Now, I haven't been in the band for
Right.
25 years, obviously. It'll be my 14th year next year. But, oh, crap. Wow. It's 2020. Yeah, 14.
Wow.
Holy crap. Yeah.
I smoked pot the first time at 14. So you have been in a band long enough to create a baby and have them smoke pot in the woods.
At least there's probably been there's been a lot of situations in our gigs
That's weird.
that I
Look at time weird like that. Oh man, I've been out of high school how long? Oh, enough to have a kid, and then probably
I don't even
maybe have another kid.
Look, I've got kids. I've got 4 kids. All right, so I can't.
Been out of high school long enough to possibly be biologically a grandpa to somebody.
I like how you say possibly.
I mean, you know,
Perhaps.
like say you ever, your daughter's real promiscuous at a really young age.
Well, you know, hey, dude, you know, sometimes
And then things happen, you know.
I wouldn't know anything about things.
Nature
happening.
happens.
You know anything about anything's happening over there? Oh God,
man. Wish you were here though. Wish you were here. I wish you were here, Jamie.
Okay, see. Here, I got to preface this now because people are watching this and they're like, "Oh my God, those guys!" We sat here and talked for an hour before we even rolled anything. All right, so at this point we're just silly and everything's becoming inside jokes. So yes, you were saying, "Wish you were here." 25th years next year. I'm very privileged to be in the band. Please come see us.
Yeah.
I also do Sugar Magnolia, which is a Grateful Dead tribute, which is a lot of the same guys.
Sugar Magnolia.
Those are the 2 bands that I am currently up here playing in the most. And then, you know, I play up here solo once in a while, which is what you caught me tonight on a solo night.
Yeah. Acoustic solo.
Yeah.
Left-handed.
Actually, tomorrow, when this is being recorded, this is a Friday night being recorded. Tomorrow I'm playing in Akron with Wish You Were Here for the fundraiser that we do every year for palliative children's care in Akron Hospital.
Awesome.
So that's always a really cool gig. But that'll already happen by the time you've seen this. So it was an awesome gig. And
you get electrocuted on stage.
Yeah, exactly. I do my best Face Fraley impression on stage. Actually, you know
Don't
what?
get electrocuted. You're gonna
I
be
discovered
fine.
that it's pretty impossible for that to happen because I'm wireless and I actually really did electrocute the absolute shit out of myself a couple weeks ago at a gig that I was doing where I had my wireless gear on, but at one point I let go of the guitar and put my mic straight on the microphone and got completely just lit up.
Oh yeah.
But then as soon as I touched the guitar, because it was wireless, it grounded everything and it went away. That was a weird. Usually it's the exact opposite. So I was like, well, that was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, you're touching your guitar and you're like, zip.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I got lit up once when I was younger, playing a party down in the basement in my very first band, and the polarity was backwards or something, and I hit a chord and put my mouth right on the mic, and it went, bzzz, and I fell down and I blacked out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently, I was out for 5 minutes or something.
Never seen it, or
never saw it coming, man. It was.
I'd never seen that happen, or really heard of anybody having that happen. As far as music,
it hurt.
Go, yeah.
I remember getting hit, and I remember the sting, and I kind of remember yelling shit, and at some point we were recording it. So somewhere there was a recording, but I've never found it. I don't know what happened to it, if it got recorded over or what, but we probably just recorded over it because it was literally what happened is the way we started our set was we opened with this instrumental song. So we had already been playing for 5 or 6 minutes, but we didn't check anything because what we were doing is we were playing where we rehearsed and recorded all our demos and stuff, and we just had a party. Right. And for some reason, I don't know why this had never happened before, But for some reason on that night, something was different about the electric, and I went like this, and it went bzz, and I went down.
Wow.
And the show stopped. And I guess, I don't know, I got back up shortly afterwards. There.
Thank you, Seth.
I told you I was going to end up stealing it, man. Typical stoner.
This is not even my Bic, so somebody stole mine, and I left
Oh, you
this
got
one.
gifted.
Well, like, I get Bics, like, they just come, and, you know, cool thing about Bic is they just make these same exact lighter with these different, like, you know, designs.
You can interchange the
Yeah.
condoms
Yeah.
on them, right? You could probably just pull that right off.
Yeah, like,
wanna
but
bet? What are we betting?
They have some of the coolest. Like, part of me wants to always keep, but I can never keep a Bic. You know, it's impossible.
Oh, that's a cool design. I'm going to keep that. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
why would you keep it? You throw it away, right?
Well, no, it gets stolen. No, but
I was going to say mine usually
like a
they don't
wall
get
of
stolen.
Bics.
We ended up trading because when we stand outside in the circle and we're passing the joint around, they just
yeah, yeah.
You still didn't like
In the
your
dark,
cigarette.
it's all the same. Yeah. So, what was that one band you played drums in? Was that the Sugar Magnolia?
Which one band? There's several bands. The band in Cincinnati, which is a cover band.
Let's make a
I did,
list.
Fourth Day Echo. I really don't play with them that often anymore, honestly, just because I'm always busy
Right.
doing other things.
Fourth Day Echo.
Yeah, we're actually playing in Toledo in December. That's like the next gig I'm playing with them. But they
Wow.
play all the time. They just have guys that fill in for me. Thankfully.
And you don't have to like rehearse with them before a gig sometimes.
No, we that band is one of those bands that we've never rehearsed.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
It's just
dude.
hey
Saves
guys,
so much time.
here's the songs we're playing tonight. Okay, learn this. Okay, and then usually back in the day when we were doing that all the time, we had sound checks, so we could go, hey, we'll run over this in sound check, and so that way we'll at least run through the song one time. But later on, as things have gotten different and the climate's changed, we don't necessarily get a sound check. So a lot of times it's just like, hey guys, we're gonna play this song tonight. Make sure you know your part. And then if there's anything that we need to discuss, like harmonies or how are we going to end it, we'll just have a conversation while we're setting up. Or,
Yeah.
hey, how are we going to end that song tonight? Or, hey, do we need to go over this? Or
Right.
whatever. And then we can walk outside and just kind of listen to it and talk it through. And, we've played together long enough that we have a language.
Yeah, little signals.
Yeah, and a lot of
Yeah,
that going on. Look,
Yeah.
a lot of very obvious cues and things like that. Yeah, but we have arrangements and things. I mean, it's the same thing with Wish and Sugar Mags, and I've been playing with those guys for years now, and we've kind of got a vocabulary, and we obviously have arrangements, but there's times when we can open things up and just jam, but we can all kind of look at each other and realize, okay, we're going this way, or this is happening, or sometimes you walk on the precipice and you fall. But that's the cool thing about jamming, But I'm very lucky to play with a lot of people that are able to do all kinds of multiple things. The one thing about Forte is there's a lot of times, and I don't think people realize this, we do things where we'll throw little bits of other songs into the middle of tunes. And the way that has happened is literally as we're playing the song, I will hear it in my head. Hey, a quote from Master of Puppets would go cool right here. And I can do something on the drums that they realize that I'm about to do something. And I can just give them a head nod. And I literally will never forget this one night we were playing a song and I thought to myself, Master of Puppets. And I just went, blah, da, da, blah, bop, bop, bop. And by the time it got to the last bump, the band had joined in and started playing the riff.
Wow.
And it just became a part of the song. So that's just things that you can't teach that.
No.
That just happens with playing with people.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I'm very lucky to play with, all the guys that I've played with multiple
That's
years.
insane. That would make me feel so awesome if I got guys to do that off the cuff at a
Dude, it's
show.
just-
Oh my god! Well, as a front man singer guy, it's easy to get people to do things.
Oh yeah,
as
yeah.
But
you
as
can lead them into it.
But
hey, here's
something
where we're
like
going.
that. But something like that though, it's kind of like well. Even as a front man, you could be like, Master of Puppets!
Yeah.
You can say, Puppets!
But where do you come in, or how do you start it?
Yeah.
And again, that's why I said that's just luck of the draw of the fact that, like I said, I've played with those guys, and they know to expect the unexpected. And I've been very spoiled because I can do shit like that and they'll follow me.
Yeah.
Now, there's been other times when I've played with guys and I realize I can't just jump in the deep end and do shit like that. So I'll just kind of explore and see how far I can go with them. But it's amazing that I can do something like that with that group of guys. But there's another group of guys that I could do something just as totally unique, but they wouldn't get what I'm doing and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, Sugar Max, for example, there's things where I can look at E-Rock or E-Rock looks at me and just gives me a head nod. And I know exactly where he's going. I don't know why I know where he's going. I just know where he's going.
Yeah.
You just get that from playing with people. But then there's times when, I've been very lucky. The band that, my newest band, which is my original band, Booze Lords, record coming next year, 2020. We immediately hit it off immediately. But again, two of those guys I've played with off and on for the last 10 years or so. So we kind of had an immediate rapport, and we immediately started writing. And they had a handful of songs written when I came in, and I added my 2 cents. And then we immediately started writing again. And then we started recording this record, and we decided we're doing 10 originals and 1 cover. And literally the day before, we went into the studio, we started writing 3 more songs. We're like, whoa, we got to stop. We've already picked the songs. And then we recorded the basic tracks, and then we started working. It's like, no, we can't start working on other things. We got to finish this first. So it's just, I'm very lucky that I work with people that can just pick up on vibes, and I'm lucky that I can just kind of show up and just do my thing. I don't, some of the bands take a lot of rehearsal. So, Wish You Were Here. We don't have a lot of rehearsal.
I can only imagine that it would have to take that for being in it for 14 years.
Well, it's like I said, with Wish, we have rehearsals.
Or for just that, just being as prolific as you are with that. And said the same thing to Paul Franks, how often he plays, and that's all he does most of the time.
That's the thing. One of the reasons we don't have to rehearse as much is because we play all the time.
Yeah.
First of all, we don't have time to rehearse.
We're
gigging.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When it's what a time saver.
We're gigging. Well, it is a time saver, but I tell you what, there's nothing like a well-rehearsed band. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I really dig.
Well, sometimes is it worth it? Band. It's how many hours am I going to have to rehearse for a gig unless we're doing consecutive gigs all the time? And
especially if it's
is that rehearse going to be worth it? Mm-hmm. Then it sucks that I think thing. Like that. Yeah. For a one-off thing, am I going to, take time out of my?
And it never fails. Probably about either the last or the next to last rehearsal before the gig is when you fucking nail it. And then the gig is not necessarily a train wreck, but it's more like the first or second rehearsal you had.
Yeah.
Because you got all that nervous energy and shit, and you realize it's going to be one time, and this is the only time you're doing it, and and then it's...
Especially if it's a band you left and broke up and you want to do a reunion thing, because then it's all right, it's like an ex-girlfriend or something. It's like, you want to bang one more time? No strings attached, just bang.
Dude, I immediately think of the Seinfeld. Where they're like, give me another chance.
And you're like, well, yeah. It's always
remember.
Possible, but then it's...
I'm too stoned to remember the actual plot right now.
Well, not now.
But I just remember the scene where Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Jerry Seinfeld are standing there, and it's give me another chance or whatever. And, he almost talks her out of it, but she decides to go, okay. It's and that's how a lot of that goes. It's all right. We're getting paid for this, right? Okay, well.
Then you get another call. Hey, there's another gig.
Sometimes that's how it happens, man.
There's another gig down over here.
Some of the tribute band things I've done, I've done a ton of tributes, and some of them have been, well, we know we're going to get together and we're going to do these 3 or 4 gigs, and then who knows what happens after that. But we'll put the time in to do those 3 or 4 gigs, Those 3 or 4 gigs happen, and then the next thing you know, wow, you've been doing it for 10 years. It's just kind of, but you might only do it 4 or 5 times a year, but you're still doing it 10 years later.
Doing it long enough to go to a parent-teacher conference
exactly.
with a kid.
Dude, when you've got to take your own tribute band to the PTA meeting, it's... First of all, who's got the time, right?
PTA meeting.
Are we talking about the same thing?
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
What is the PTA meeting?
What does your PTA stand for?
Parent teacher activities.
I'm so proud of you, right? I was really expecting something very juvenile and vulgar, and I'm disappointed, but at the same time, very proud. I'm so proud. I really thought you were going to be
Pussy
like...
tranny.
Exactly.
Fucking ass.
Yeah,
Ass fuckings.
I really thought at least P was going to be pussy. I really thought it was going to be pussy, and then after that, I figured like pussy tits ass or what I figured would do that.
Yeah.
Oh, the pussy tits and ass association. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Oh, the penis. Yeah, the penis.
Oh yeah, no, forget about it. Yeah, that's what it is.
By the way, this is garbage. You're going to delete this. You realize that?
No. No, it's always worth it when the audio, everything. It's always worth it.
Everything's
worth it.
Hey, everything's worth it, man.
Because it's
Stay in school.
It's the audio and the video. As long as there's audio and video and a good stupid fun box intro, it's a good show, right?
Fun box. I love it.
It's the fun box.
I love it.
Fun
So do we
box.
have a topic? Hey, you know what? I know you love Halloween, not just the holiday, but I know you love the movie, movies. I just saw recently the latest one, the direct sequel. With Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay. Oh, from the last one that just came out?
Yeah, the most recent one, 2018. I guess 2019.
Can you school me on, well, from what I understand,
Yes.
Halloween 2 with Jamie Lee Curtis does
Yes.
not exist anymore?
In this continuity, no.
This
This movie
sucks so bad.
It does suck so bad
the second one was my favorite one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no. See, that's how excited we got about that, because that's my favorite one too. So, this is where we make the edit, so we got to make that again, right?
No,
we got to have that moment again. No, 2 has always been my favorite, and I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. Number 2 is good because it shows it's the movie. 1 second.
Move that over further. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, there we go. It's all good. We'll keep all that in there. Whatever, dude. It's only our 7th episode.
Shit happens, people.
7 episodes into Breaking Bad. Like, what was it? It was probably the coolest fucking episode. When he blows up the thing.
This is the episode where the fucking tables turns. Trust me.
All right.
After this, it's gonna happen. Anyway, Halloween.
Halloween.
Yes.
The second one is because the perspective of Michael Myers is way different than the first. The first one, the shape they call it,
Yeah.
was that's where they got it, because it was different people played Michael Myers in the first one, and it was just like whoever had the mask on.
Just walk. Do this.
Well,
part.
yeah. This part real basic. It was just that mysterious creature.
The second one, he
The second
actually
one
became
a
character.
character,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
And
See,
and
he
but
gets
it it was the POVs of Michael Myers.
So, have you not seen the newest one then?
The newest one with Jamie, we saw a bootleg version of it.
Okay, all right.
It sucked.
So,
It was
but
a
were you- okay.
sucky version? We were
Okay.
like too antsy, and we just like
Oh, okay, all right.
illegally watched it,
All right. Well, here's what I was gonna say. I like it.
and it's never.
I
never
thought
pays
the
off.
ending was kind of weak, and I know everybody hates me for that. Call me your whatever. But I don't know where else the ending would have gone than what they did. But it just seemed kind of anticlimactic. But I think it was probably supposed to be a sigh of relief, because apparently they're making another one that is a sequel to that. So now this basically means, I think, and again, I'm high, so I might be wrong. Does this mean there's at least 3 Halloween continuities now?
There's more than that.
So there's Halloween, the first movie, going to the newest one.
Okay, going.
So
to
that's
the-
one.
That's one.
Then there's Halloween
Going to
2.
2. That's 2.
That's one.
Oh, that's one. Yeah.
Okay. Because 4 technically is different from 2, right? Or is that considered in the same continuity? See, here's where it gets interesting. Because fuck 3. We know 3's not even involved in this. 3's another...
3 never even existed.
Exactly. 3's...
Or, yeah.
Although, even in the newest one, they make a reference to 3 because they have kids that show up with those fucking masks on. And they also make a reference to the second one where they make some comment about... It's probably a spoiler, but you said you watched it. Where they spoiler people if you haven't watched it. They say, "Well, I thought that she was Michael Myers and Jamie, Jesus, fucking Laurie Strode was his sister," and they say, "No, that was just something that was made up. That was something that came from the stories." So they acknowledge that it
4 or.
Well, no, they acknowledge that in 2.
Okay.
They retcon the fact that.
And Jamie is just
Laurie Strode is... See, what happened was... See, here's where it goes. It's all weird. When Halloween happened, it came out, it became a big hit, right? They decided they were going to do the sequel. Well, they showed it on TV, and so they added these scenes about Michael Myers having something to do with Sam Hain and Laurie Strode being his sister. But that was all like retconned in, basically.
Ooh, that
was never originally part of the original story. So that's why this new movie picks up where the first one was. Because it's like, originally, none of that shit was part of it. That was all added in later on. And it turned into the fucking mess that we love today.
Oh, I got totally confused. We even have Mike Myers, The Curse, with Paul Rudd.
That's 6, yeah.
Paul Rudd's in that, right?
Yeah, correct. That's the last one with Jamie, right? That's the third one.
No, that Jamie was not in that one.
Oh, that's when she gets killed in the beginning.
Oh, no, that was
right?
the latest one. That was after Halloween H2O with Busta Rhymes.
No.
Yeah, she gets killed in the...
No, the Paul Rudd one is before that.
Well, it's way before that, yeah.
I'm going to argue that shit.
No, yeah, it's way before that. No, I'm saying that we have that one, and it's just... blew my mind how sucky it was.
I know 4, 5, and 6 go together as like a trilogy. Those go together.
Yeah.
And
I don't get in deep with it. I just get in deep with Jamie Lee and Michael Myers. That's it.
See,
anything else, I'm just like...
See, that's what's so weird about it. Is because you have 1, 2, H2O, and Resurrection. And then you have 1 and this new one.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be another new one. And she's in all of those. But they're 2 different.
Yeah, I know.
Like they're like parallel. It's like mirror universe. It's weird, man.
Well, that's why when I growing up with it, if it didn't have Jamie Lee Curtis in it, I really didn't have any interest in it.
Really? Okay, so she was the gateway drug for you, basically.
I guess it wasn't like I was a Jamie fan or Jamie Lee Curtis fan. You know, she was always like a mom, looked like a mom to me. So like,
dude, have you ever watched True Lies?
Oh no! Until that movie.
Okay,
Jeez. Well, I know.
You ever think Jamie Lee Curtis looks like a mom? Watch True Lies.
But I didn't see that movie with John Travolta. She was in where she was like a aerobic chick and
Staying Alive, man.
Yeah, Staying Alive. There we go.
I am sad to say I saw that in the fucking movie theater when it came out, man. That's how old I am.
Yeah, but you had to have been. What were you like?
Jesus Christ.
13.
Oh no, dude! I was how fucking old was I? I don't know. I was like 8, 9.
Oh, okay.
I mean, dude, I went to get, the reason I went to go see it was because it was the sequel to Saturday Night Live, and growing up at that time, and that was a record that was everywhere.
Yeah.
It was like Frampton Comes Alive. As they say in Wayne's World, it was, or I don't know if it's Wayne's World or what the movie is, but they said it's like, yeah, dude, it was like it showed up in the mail with your free sample of Tide. It was like, everybody had a copy of it. It was, that kind of thing. So, no, it was, and that was the same thing with the horror movies. It was the same thing growing up. That was all those same things. Everybody saw those same things. Everybody heard those same records. Everybody grew up on the same pop culture references. And that's...
Yeah, Michael Myers... what it was is the creepiest mask ever invented. Creepiest to me, it was the creepiest like slasher guy ever. When I was a kid, there's a Boogeyman Psycho, and like there was Jason. The Jason didn't freak me out. The hockey mask didn't really scare me. It was the concept of him was scary, but Mike Myers because I watched the second one first. Was the first one I watched.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that might be why I like it more. But
Probably. Yeah,
but
that
I
makes
watched
sense.
the first one, and I'm like, well, I didn't. Wow, the first one's pretty creepy too. But
Well, I mean, the first one literally is. Honestly, I mean, I'm not like a cinephile by any means, but I'm a movie buff.
it's the only thing that scared me.
And I
like,
know a
to
little
me,
bit, but
the
I mean,
Freddy
that's-
Krueger didn't even scare me.
That's-
And people like hated Freddy Krueger. Like, oh, he could get you in your dreams. And to me, that was too far fetched. I'm like, I'm dreaming about like, dude, doesn't work.
It just wasn't in your
Yeah,
wasn't in your
and
mindset.
I'm like, oh, it's not. It's
Oh,
too
yeah, for me-
unrealistic. It was
yeah,
sci-fi.
Yeah, for
like
me,
almost.
that's why for me, like, it was a landmark in movie making because with the whole Steadicam thing, that was a huge deal at that point. You know, nobody had done shots like that, and the fact that this movie had pulled it off, and that begat Friday the 13th, which I love those movies too, and I love horror movies in general, but for me, it's always going to be Mike Myers. He's always going to be. Now, albeit I will admit, he's my number one guy is always going to be Pinhead, but that is from a literary point of view, and that's a whole different thing. But movie-wise, Mike Myers, hands down, number one. He's always going to be the guy, which is why the tune that you wrote about Jamie from the movie, that's why I love that tune so much, because I'm like, oh, I love those movies.
Yeah.
I get the tune. I like the, even if I didn't know what it was about, I would still like the tune. But for me, it's an extra cool thing because it's like, oh, I love those movies. It's so weird when you talk to people and you mention Halloween, but then when somebody goes, yeah, but what about part 4? And you're like, oh, yeah. So you actually watch these things like me. I even watch all the bad ones. Of course I do,
Yeah, there's a lot of bad ones. The Rob Zombie ones, I like the first one, and then the second one, it got too personal. I don't like how they get
It demystifies
personal.
the whole thing.
Yeah. When they get personal with this character,
It's
like
cool. It's a cool movie, but it's just not. Yeah, it demystifies the whole thing, and it's not. I don't
he was like a man ghost, like this man killer, creepy ghost that can't die. Like it was like what?
Yeah,
Can he just haunt you?
Yeah, that made way more sense when they got into the runes, and because he had a rune, that's why he could never die, and it was these weird cult priests keeping him.
Yeah,
alive.
I didn't like that. I like the mystery of not knowing that. Like,
Yeah.
I like this like conspiracies on like why Michael Myers is able to kill and keep living.
That's why I always say if you can get the producer's cut of part 6, that's the one you watch.
Because it just could be a
because it makes
copycat,
sense.
like and that just loves Michael Myers, and he could put on the mask. And me thinking that is like way more realistic than this cult thing around
and
it.
it's scarier, honestly.
It's very scary. It's more realistic. That's why I thought Michael Myers was like because it seemed like it could happen, like on Halloween. Like, but the thing, he's very barbaric with a knife. Like,
he
doesn't need to like really have technique when you're that powerful. You're just like.
I think probably my favorite scene
Holds
ever
it.
is when he has the dude up on the hook, and he just stands there and he just goes.
Tilts his head. Yeah. Examining.
And I'm like, dude, that is like the great that and of course the scene when you see Jamie Lee and he's in the background and you just see him barely in the back of that little light flash.
Yeah.
those
It's so
two scenes,
creepy.
that's like the two greatest like scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, cinematically, those are amazing scenes.
We have the 20-year anniversary or 25-year anniversary tape. I was going to say tape. It's a DVD. It's
Got it on Betamax.
Yeah. And it's you meet all the people that played Michael Myers, all the people and the guy that invented it was improv, the head tilt.
Oh yeah. I was watching the commentary actually the other night. I'm the geek that has there's 2 commentaries for the first Halloween movie, and I've watched both of them several times, and I was watching the second one the other night, and they talk about the head tilt.
Yeah,
and that
it is iconic, and that's what we did. When I put that mask on, that's the best Michael Myers mask. It doesn't look good on this mannequin thing because it's like her hair is spreading the face out.
He's got fat face.
Yeah,
it's making me think of.
I want to take it sometime. I'll take it down and just show you how fucking killer this mask is.
Okay, so this is how stoned I am right now. Go with me here. Spaceballs, the guy where he introduces Pizza the Hut. And he's talking, he's going, hey, baby, and he's got the hat on. That's what that dude looks like with that hat on. Am I wrong? I am not wrong. Exactly. I have witness over here, but you guys can't see him off camera. But I am not wrong. But the dress is kind of making it. Uh-oh.
No, you'll see me wearing the mask. It's a good one.
Oh, you're looking. Oh, okay. I see what we're doing here. Oh.
It's a good one.
Dude, oh, let it play.
Yeah, this is my Paul Franks episode.
Oh, yes.
In the dark, it creeped me out.
That looks great, dude. Yeah, that looks way better on a person. That's completely making it all. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's making it all completely. I wish I could remember the character name because that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, that was definitely more a newer version of the Mike Myers mask, called Dirty and Ratted Up. I like it.
Well, yeah, that's later on. You can't.
Yeah.
It's not all pristine like it is. Yeah, it kind of gets grayish later on.
It's gray.
Yeah, totally.
Rob Zombie did a good job with the stabbing of Mike Myers and the mask in the first Rob Zombie version. The boot. The stabbing was just great. The greatest stabbing in a slasher movie I've ever seen. You could hear the wind.
I think
it's great.
My opinion of Rob. A lot of people are not going to like this. I'm sorry. My opinion of Rob Zombie movies, and honestly, I'm not an expert on Rob Zombie movies. I haven't seen everything he's done. I think he executes everything extremely well. All of the effects, the shots, the cinematography, the way shots are set up, the way everything is, it is just immaculate. But there's just something about it sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to say soulless, and I don't want to say it's garbage because it's too gory or anything like that. It's not that at all. I mean, I think some of his stuff people think I think he does a great job of making people think his stuff is gorier than it really is. If you actually go back and watch it, it's like it's not as bad as you thought it was. You know, just like any good horror movie. But there's just something about his stuff. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I think Thousand Corpses is brilliant.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And that's probably his Citizen Kane. That's probably the best thing he's ever done and will do. And that's probably my problem. I'm probably comparing it to that.
Rosebud.
Exactly. But it's just, for me, it's just something about his stuff just doesn't strike a chord. Again, a chord. Yay! That's the secret word.
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
Exactly. This is true. I'm going to eat these nerds now because I cannot wait to...
Nards. Eat those nards. We have leftover Halloween candy. We're still decorated for Halloween. We started too late in October. We did. We usually start at the end of September, so we're getting it in. I did that in one podcast we did on SoundCloud. It was when you say something really serious, just shove crackers in your mouth and finish what you're saying. Like when you're at a funeral, like I just want to say, this guy, he was whenever he would come. Whenever he would, he was just the kind of guy that would, he would just light up a room. And light up a room,
That wouldn't have been an example when we should have had the headphones on, because who knows what that sounded like.
It's definitely a kind of like that Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show skit he does with his guests, and they put crackers in their, the police department skit that they do. And everything has a pee in it, and then the pit to the pee to the poo. It's classic.
That's they have people to clean up. And do things like that, Here we don't have that.
Yeah, you need like
you got a cat that'll come in.
You need rubber. You need like plastic sheets everywhere, like Dexter.
you need Gallagher and Dexter to show up.
Yeah, whenever you have to have sex and it involves like plastic and like an ambulance on standby, you need to just relax. Just relax a little bit. Not you, just anybody.
No, I need to shut up because I will say things that are way too incriminating.
Oh, that's what lucky for you, we're
out of time, aren't we?
Yeah, we're out of time.
That's right.
This is the longest podcast now, 39 minutes. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, it's a lot of bullshit, I'll tell you. But hey,
We
had
talked
fun.
about Halloween. We talked about a little bit about your life and your career in the music world.
Next time we do this, we'll actually plan it.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
We'll have a song. Maybe
I'll
we can
play
a song.
something. You'll
Kinda
play something.
a song,
Well, yeah, it'll be awesome.
I'll do harmony on something. Who knows?
Or who knows? It may just be very disappointing. You
Oh
never know.
yeah. and you won't share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We're gonna play us out. To play us out, what does that mean?
Ding, ding.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. All right, here we go. Since we were talking about Halloween, this is a song. This is a song by my band I was in called My Dude's Band called Jamie Is He Dead?
Yes.
Thank you guys for listening. We're the Funbox Unlimited. Peace. We outta here.
She's got an ex stomping through the hall. Get hit goes down under the tablecloth. That white mask can't get scary enough. It's haunting and it never seems to die.